What's going on, everybody? You are listening, you're watching Sneaker Talk Jersey Edition. And today we have Kicking It with Kelcie, and she's gonna, talk some sneakers. We're just now closing up on quarter 2 of the year. So we're gonna talk through, some releases, some sneaker scandals and stories and stuff like that. So real quick though, you want to give like a small intro on yourself. I know you're from Jersey. Have you always been here? You moved here, or what's going on with that?
Yeah, no, I'm from Jersey, born and raised.
Mhm.
I'm from Patterson, but I moved a little while ago. But I'm still in Jersey, so always been a Jersey girl,
Okay.
always.
Where shout out to the homebred team. So where did sneakers kind of come into play for you? So I was trying to do a little bit of research. So on your page, I think you had the first post was from like April 2020, but I don't know if that was when you started, I don't know, taking it more seriously, or you had been selling before that, or you were collecting before that, or did you just start during the pandemic, or how's that look for you?
Yeah, no, I've always just been a collector. I think I definitely started selling during the pandemic and taking it
Hmm.
a little seriously in 2021. But
Hmm.
I just saw that there was so much money to be made. I was paying resell on a lot of shoes, and I was just kind of like,
Hmm.
well, why can't I get the shoe for retail and charge someone
Exactly.
else? So that's kind of how I started and taking it more seriously and getting my hands on a lot more pairs.
Where okay. So that's interesting. So most of the guests I've had there, um, they were either selling or collecting probably like years ago. So like the game has changed a lot over the last few years. I'd say even the last 5 years. So like for me, I wasn't really like I knew about sneakers, like I could kind of spot them, like I could know like okay, that's a Jordan 3 or something like that. But probably like in college I started noticing, especially some of my friends or people on campus, they want to get fly, so you pay attention to it more. But like I was broke, I wasn't trying to spend 200, like to me someone spent $200 on a sneaker was like the craziest thing in the world. But then like I think it was 2017. I was working at Amazon, and my co-manager, he was a big reseller. He still is. And he was telling me about Supreme. And then I started, looking into Supreme, and then he was telling me about sneakers, and like sneakers were coming out all the time. It was a little more spread out. Like Supreme was only one spot. Everybody's trying to go to the same website, the same store, and all that kind of stuff. So um, you mentioned you started selling in like 2021, and that's interesting to me just because I've seen it change from like there's basically no in-store releases for the most part, at least not for anything that's worth any money. So um, how are you dealing with, I guess, like stuff being all raffles and online and
Yeah, I've definitely seen how it changed. I remember a couple years ago when the Space Jam 11s came out, I was able
Mhm,
to walk right in Saturday morning and say, "Hey, I need
mhm.
these in a size 6," and they just brought them out the back. But that's it's not like that anymore. You'll never see a pair like that. You know, just to get it so easily without camping out or something or winning a raffle. So it's
Mhm.
much harder to cop these days. Some people might hate me for this, but I do bot every now and then. For the more
Listen, if you whatever you gotta do to make, I'm never mad at anybody for that. Like when it comes to botting, it's like I feel like it's become more accepted. When people were doing it before, it was kind of like people really hated resellers. But like I think as it's grown as a business, it's kind of like, listen, whatever you gotta do, you gotta do.
Yeah, I
Um,
used to hate the botters too, but I just kind of thought like if you can't beat them, join them because
literally,
yeah,
literally. If I like, and that's always the point. Like if you ask someone like, okay, you hate botters, but if you had a choice to get 10 pairs or whatever and make money, like you're going to do it. And like especially now, like I feel like people need to let whoever make their money how they're going to make their money. Like as long as you're not hurting anybody,
yeah,
it's like we can't talk every day about rent is this high, gas price of this, cost of this, we broke, da da da. We can't talk about all that and then also get mad at you know, someone trying to make a dollar. That's the way I look at it, you know. So okay, that's good. So let's get into what have you been wearing recently? Or I mean, obviously we're both in the house right now, so I don't think you have anything on your feet right now,
Yeah,
but
nothing on my feet right now, but most of the time I'm just rocking slides. I'm not gonna lie, some Yeezy
Mhm.
slides. But when I go out, I wear a lot of dunks, a lot of fours. Um, I wear my ones a lot, but I kind of like fell back on them a little bit just because, ones have just become like the shoe.
Yeah,
So I'm trying not to, be like one of those that's always
everybody
wearing.
else,
I
yeah.
started, wearing fours and dunks. Not that those are any better; those are also really popular. But I feel
Yeah.
like ones for a while, especially during quarantine, it seemed like everybody had a pair of like obsidians or mochas, and I was like, all right, I gotta, you
Well,
know,
I hate, okay. Anytime I hear the name Obsidian, I like my
yeah,
stomach
straight
hurts
up.
just because I had 10 pairs of those when they came out, all for retail, like grade school and men's sizes. And I sold them too early. Like no one really wanted them. And I was just like, whatever I could get for it. Like I think I was selling them for like maybe like 50 on top, if that. Now they're going for like 400 or 500. I'm just like those and the satin black toes. I had 3 pairs of those the day of release. Some were going for like 800, some even 1,000. I'm just like, oh, let me sit on these. Now they dropped to like 350, 400. I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, that happened to me recently last summer with the Oreo fours. Those just they kind of did something to me.
Oh man,
Like,
I know
what?
what you're gonna say.
Those
Yeah.
I had, I think like 8 pairs, all retail, and everybody's like, no, nobody wants those, and I was like, all right, well, I'll let them go. I don't want to sit on them, and now they're at like 400. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a pair of those for what size was it? I think it was like a men's 7 or like 7.5, which is like
The money size.
kind of hard to get. Yeah, because like that's mostly like a grade school size. Like most people ain't getting small men's sizes. I didn't sell for that low. I probably sold it for like 350 or something, but I think it's going for like 5 now. But that's just the game. Like either you sell too early, sell too late, either make more money. Either as long as you make more profit than loss, then you can't be mad. But for myself recently, honestly, like you said, you be wearing slides and stuff. I just got a pair of foam runners recently. And yeah, I like if I need something to throw on that's comfortable, I don't see myself really wearing anything else other than that. And like you mentioned ones, like I haven't bought a pair of ones in maybe 3 years, honestly.
Yeah,
Oh no,
I
I lied. Okay, I haven't bought a new pair of ones in like 3 years because I did trade for a pair of Shatter Backboards, which came out like
yeah, I just traded for some of the satin pair actually.
I had. Oh, that's another one I sat on for
Yeah,
no reason. Like everyone thought that was gonna be like $1,000 shoe,
yeah,
and it obviously wasn't. But okay, now let's get into some of these recent releases. So
yeah.
speaking of ones, so the Georgetown Hi 85s. I don't know why, but I wanted those so bad. Like out of all the High
Yeah.
85s, I feel like maybe the neutral grays I kind of wanted, but I felt like they were a little too plain.
Yeah,
So
I could do the like white kind of. It's just
yeah, I got the low top version of them, which I think is a lot cleaner just because it's like it's
yeah,
less material. So it's not like it is white with the gray, but it's not like overpowering amount of like white on the shoe like the high tops. But the Georgetowns, I don't know why. I just really like that navy and gray. It's like a classic school colors. And I wasn't able to get them. No one ever, I was trying to use trade block to try and get them. And I was just like, I don't know
yeah.
why. I just refuse to pay resale for
Same here.
those
I will
specifically.
trade like 3 shoes for a shoe I really want before I pay resale because
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think, what's the last thing I paid resale for? I mean, if it's reasonable or like a little bit over, or it might be something that's like kind of unique that you're not gonna see every day. Like I bought a
yeah,
pair of the what do you call them? The G-Dragon Air Force Ones, the white ones, because I feel like not like that's some crazy pair, but I just don't see it a lot. So I was fine paying the like three, whatever it was. Like it wasn't too crazy, but like yeah, I'm trying to get away from paying resale. Like you said, like if I could trade something for it, I'll do that.
Yeah, I
But
think most of the recent shoes I got that aren't like newer releases, I think I traded for. I think the last thing I might have paid resale for, which I kind of regret, was the orange pearls, the Dunks. I don't know why I wanted those so bad. They were really nice,
oh
and I paid resale. I mean, it was kind of a steal, but I still wish I just traded for them.
yeah, I mean, since they've got so many dunks coming out, I feel like resale for them isn't too crazy. Like you could probably get them for like 220, 250, like
Yeah.
max. I mean, you also what size you wear?
6, 7.5 women's.
Oh my God, that's tough.
Yeah.
And that was a woman's shoe, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the tough. Yeah, I can't imagine being that. Once you get under size 8, it's like,
Yeah. Especially for certain shoes, especially like men's shoes that didn't come out in grade school sizes.
mm-hmm.
It's just crazy for the lower sizes, but you know, it is what it is.
Where okay. So then Union, right? So Union, they've been putting out a few shoes. Most recently, the Jordan 2s. Like Jordan Brand's been pushing the Jordan 2 pretty much since the end of last year. They had the off-white Jordan 2s, got the Maniere Jordan 2s. I think J Balvin has a Jordan 2 coming out. So for Union, they had their Jordan 2s that came out, and that was a whole thing. Did you try and get those?
I did, but then there was like the weird payment thing. Like I had a
Right.
card and then I pressed check out and then it
hmm
was really weird. Everyone was saying the same thing. So after that,
Yeah.
it just like
Yeah. And the thing is, like, since the websites or the stores, they do like a what do you call it? Like a domain change or whatever. I normally get that from Twitter. Like someone will tweet it out. So if I click that, I can't have Twitter open also. So like if something's going on
you
like
don't know
during it,
that.
like weird, I have no idea. So I was like, oh, let me find my computer because I'm like, I got through pretty fast. Like I think like my wait time was only like 4 minutes or something like that. And then I tried to check out and it kept failing. I used like four different cards. I'm like, bro, come on.
Me
Like
too. I used a bunch
and then I checked my bank account and it was like
yeah,
charge. I was like, oh my God. And then I checked Twitter and some people was like, they got charged like 11 times or something. I'm like,
confirmation emails.
yeah. And then I missed I forget what day that happened. I might have been like working or something. So they did a second drop and I completely missed it. But
Yeah, I missed it.
I wasn't too mad. Like once I saw a resale, because I didn't want it for a personal. So like once I saw a resale bricking, I was just like, okay, that's fine. Like it's not worth the hassle, like to make $10 or whatever it would have been, or like trying to sell them or something.
The resale for them surprised me. I was expecting them to do a little better, but most and then the high retail too, 225 is kind of
Plus
to
the
make
shipping
them
was
off
like
their off.
25 or something. Depending on where you live. Some people was like 50.
Yeah, so by the time you pay, retail shipping, taxes or whatever, you're over resale. So
Yeah,
it wasn't really worth it.
it wasn't. I mean, if you want for personal, it's I guess like it always feels good to give retail like W anyway, just like just to say you got it. But yeah, I didn't really care about those. But speaking of Union, they also had their dunks this year. They had I actually just sold, speaking of shoes going down, I just sold the pistachio dunks literally today, like probably an hour before this call. Um, I had them up on eBay for like 450, and then the price just like out of nowhere, I think over the last couple weeks just like went down. And someone had offered me 400 for them. And I said no, and I'm holding on them. And like I'm like, oh, I got it for retail, so whatever. And then like I had to sell them for like 330, like before taxes and stuff. And I'm just I can't win. Like, I don't know. Should I just like when do you know like okay, I should just take it, or like I don't know.
Yeah, you never really know. And then the market is just so unpredictable. Like shoes drop like that, and you're just like, who's? It's like I think it's panic sellers. They go on
hmm
Go and stuff. throw a low listing, and I'm like, just relax and, you know, let the market do what it does. But you never really know.
Yeah, I think it's just like it's too many people to try and control like what you want to happen, right? Because it's like once enough people see it keep dropping, then they're just all right, I'm gonna just make my money and keep it moving. And then you're like, oh, well, I'm gonna keep holding. But then it's like, if it's not a shoe people care about in a year or 6 months or whatever, then it's not gonna go back up. Like I don't think
Yeah.
people still want dunks, but I just feel like there's so many that like the union dunks aren't really like that desirable, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if you
Yeah. I
miss
want
it,
a
you
pair of
kind of
dunks.
just missed it.
Oh man.
Yeah. Did you were you
Yeah.
able to get any of them? Because they did 3 of them.
Yeah, they did 3. I didn't get any. Well, I sold one for someone else with a size 8, but for
Mm-hmm.
personals, I really wanted them. I couldn't get them. But you know, I wasn't gonna pay resale for them. Like I was a big fan of them, but I wasn't gonna pay resale. Like there's so many colorways for dunks. I was just like, I can find something cheap if I really want a dunk right now, but I wasn't gonna pay resale. But
Where
yeah, I was a big fan of the dunks at Union Drop. Union, they rarely miss. They always have some really good collabs with Jordan and Nike. So I was
hmm
selling.
Yeah, nah, Union's been killing it for like 4 or 5 years now with the collabs. And it's funny because like they've been around as long as like Supreme and like Undefeated and all these other places that have gotten Nike collabs since, almost 20 years at this point. So like it's good to see them, starting to get some other collabs. I think they have a Cortez coming out too, but like I'm not a Cortez person and it's not going
But
for
I did
money.
see that.
So yeah, I don't care. I'm good on
I
that.
did see that.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll leave that to the people that actually want to wear it. Y'all good. Y'all eat up. I don't like Nike. Like I don't know. Do you feel like they're making fake hype with that? Like they put all this stuff as like a draw, and I was hating that when they was doing that for regular retros, like random retro 5s or 6s. They're making a draw, and it's like, bro, that makes people just want to enter for no reason.
Everything we can sell. Not everything,
I feel like they've
but
scaled it back, but just like I feel like if a collab's attached to it, they automatically make it a draw, no matter what.
yeah. And then they started doing like the longer draws. I was just kind of like, what is happening
What
right now?
which one was that? Where it was like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was 30 minutes. I forgot the shoe, but I was like, 30 minutes. It's
It was
usually just a quick
something.
10. Yeah,
It might have been those Georgetowns I was just talking about. Nah, it might have been.
it
I
might
can't
have been.
think of.
I
I
just
think it.
remember I was like,
Yeah,
20 more minutes to know when I get my L. Like, it's just kind of like
yeah, yeah. Sneakers.
so bad for me. But Adidas confirmed.
No, I don't even want to talk about Confirmed App. I literally have never since Confirmed App was created. I haven't won anything on it, and I don't understand why.
I hit like, I think I've hit everything, like every recent, slides, foam runners. I think I didn't hit the green glows, but I wasn't too upset about those because nobody really wants those. But
I
I haven't hit green
literally
glows.
deleted that was the first time I deleted an app just out of frustration. And then someone's like, oh, phone, because I'm supposed to be going to South Carolina next month. I'm like, I do need a pair and I don't feel like paying resale. So I'm just like, okay, let me enter this time. Didn't win. I just thought I paid resale. Like it's
Yeah.
been forever. Like I don't care. Like I hate Confirmed that. I might delete it again. But speaking of collabs and Jordan 2s, so Maniere is another collaborator with Nike and Jordan. They've been putting out good product over the last couple of years. I have a pair of the Air Force Ones, the low tops, and the threes. And the threes, so I got those. I paid resale because I needed them that week. And then the resale dropped like a lot. But now they're back up to basically what I paid for when they came out. So I'm like, okay, I don't know if I'm mad or not anymore, but um they have a Jordan. Did the Jordan 2 come out already? Did I miss that?
Yeah, I saw some people with some pairs. I think they did.
So
But
you didn't even bother.
no. The ones, I got my hands on the ones.
Mm-hmm.
I sold them. I think I got a good size too. I think I got a 7.5, but I just sold them. And then the threes, that's what I was looking for on Trade Block actually. Just trying to find someone that will trade the 7.5 women for any shoe in my closet because I love those, but haven't had any luck yet. We'll see.
Yeah, trade blocks, like, I don't know. Sometimes you get like really bad offers, and
Having some crazy offers, and I just ignore them. I don't even decline them.
yeah,
Just like,
and it's like it's because like monetarily, sometimes it does add up. Like if you check everything they're offering, but it's like I'm not going through the effort of like I don't want what you're trying to give me. They're random sizes, they're shoes I don't care about. And then like once I get them, now what? Like I
they're probably hard movers. It's like,
yeah, like I'm good. But the good trade I got, I think, was so I got the Maniere ones also size, I think it was 9. They weren't going for like a whole bunch, but those I traded that and my purple lobsters, which I wore a couple times. But I just think the SB market is kind of like stagnant. Like I don't think everything was going up crazy, but then like I don't think in 10 years they're just gonna go up again. So I was just like I traded those and now my Manieres for the shattered backwards. And I thought that was a pretty good trade just because value plus what I'm gonna wear more plus what it'll be valued at later. Like maybe they'll retro in a few years, who knows? But like I just felt like it made sense to get rid of them. Like I'd rather have a retro than like a one-off that probably like isn't going to have that much staying power in people's minds, you know. So so I guess neither of us like twos. That's what I'm getting from this conversation.
no, not really.
Yeah, I did the off-white two lows though. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie,
those are good. I like
I
those.
definitely want a pair. And that's when I knew like we all have a little bit of hype beast in us, but I knew the fact that I only wanted those out of all these twos that have come out that I'm not a real hype beast. Because anybody will be like, oh, it's a collab. I gotta get them. Like, or Travis comes out with it too. Like, it's not gonna. It's the shape of the
I've
shoe
never
just
though.
isn't for me. Like,
Yeah, the lows were nice because I don't like the shape of the regular twos, but the lows were. I like the lows, especially the white and red pair of the off-white twos. Those were
oh
nice.
yeah, no, that black and blue pair I would never ever wear ever. That pair is terrible. Sorry, Virgil.
Yeah.
And that's actually a good segue to what we're going into next, which was all the off-white shoes that have been coming out. So um, we've been seeing people pop up with the Louis Vuitton Air Force Ones. I went to the exhibit in Brooklyn to like go see them. So like it was cool. I was thinking like, oh, maybe secretly buy a pair or whatever, but I know that was like not gonna happen. Um, I don't know if they're actually going to do a real release. So like they were seeding them, and then I think they're supposed to give it to like Louis Vuitton, like people that spend 100,000 a year, like 200,000, like real people that be spending in there, not the people that buy one bag or one purse or whatever. Like I think all of them is going to get. I don't know if they're going to get like an invitation, kind of like what they did with the Dior Jordans, but um what do you think about those?
Right.
Like, did you like one colorway, two? I mean, no,
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't
there was
think.
like 40 of them or something.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I also heard it's like friends and family, which sucks. But I think they're
Mhm.
definitely a cool pair. Like some people are like, oh, they're like green. No one would ever wear those. You're just saying that because they're off whites. I feel like
Mhm.
an Air Force One, you can't really go wrong. I definitely like them. And if somehow magically I did get my hands on them, I would definitely wear them because they're a cool pair. And then a nice tribute to Virgil. So that's definitely really cool.
That's a
And
nice
I like
flip, though. I don't know. That's a car,
it is.
yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I've thought about like, okay, if I ever got them, like, what would I do? Like, wear? I don't
I'd be too
think
scared
so.
to wear them.
I wouldn't know where to wear them.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd have to keep them on the shelf. I probably wouldn't wear them for like 3 months because, you know, I'd be too scared to, because you know how much market, you know, like, you lose so much value once you put a shoe on your foot. Everybody's like, no, I mean, 100 under market, you wore them. I'm like, so.
I mean, I understand it. There's a lot of reasons people like, oh, the box got dinged up or something. They want, oh, you don't have all the laces and all this stuff. It's like, bro, do you care about the shoe as is or all this extra
Box,
stuff?
right.
Like, yeah. Yeah, so they had those. Then the Blazer lows, I passed on those as well.
Yeah.
All the holes in them, and I just, again, not trying to talk bad about Off-White or Virgil or anything. Just he shot at a high percentage. Like he's probably like 90% from the free throw line, but the 10% that miss are really bad. I'm sorry. Those are terrible.
Yeah,
Those
I
are
was
terrible.
not a fan. I saw a video where someone like cut off that weird back part, so then it looked a little better, but I still had to pass on them. I couldn't.
I don't need nothing with a bunch of holes in it, bro. Like he has the I don't know if it came out already, the MLB collab with like the holes in the hat and the jerseys, and
Oh no, I haven't seen it.
it's terrible. Like it's really bad. Like I don't know what he like. It's literally a fitted with like it looks like someone took a bite out of the out of the brim and then like cut out a hole like on different parts of it so you can see the person's head. Cut a hole on the back of the jersey so you can see their back. Like it's just I don't know. It's not even like distressing. Like it doesn't look natural. It literally looks like sat there and cut it open. Like not good.
Yeah, those and the what's it? What was the most recent one that just dropped on the Nike app? The sneakers
The Air
app.
Force Ones.
Yeah, I had to really pass on those. I was kind of like, what do I even wear with this? But
Yeah,
I had
there's
to pass. I know some people who wanted them, but I think they were even sitting on the Off-White app for a while.
yeah, any of those spike like I feel like and this was like a sneaker YouTuber like what do you call it? Clickbait title is Off-White dead? When they would pick like the most obscure like pairs or be like, oh, I found Off-White for retail. And it's like those kind of pairs with like the spikes coming out of them. And it's just like, nah, those are not good. I'm sorry. They're bad. They're pretty bad. Um, any releases you're looking forward to, like either in the near future or near the end of the year?
Um, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably not gonna get them, but I'm looking forward to the Travis Scotts that are supposed to be dropping in July, the reverse mocha pair.
Oh, the lows.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think I'm gonna get it.
I I don't know if I like they're clean. I think they're better than the OG lows to me,
Yeah,
but I don't think they're better than the high. I have the highs, which was the most I paid for a pair of shoes like at the time. That was like astronomical, like what I paid compared to anything else I paid for, but they've also like doubled in price since then. So like I'm not mad at it. But yeah, I mean, Travis, I haven't hit like I had the fours for retail in store. I had the sale Air Force Ones, two of them, one on Nike and one in store. The lows I got for retail, they weren't my size. So the sixes, I got a pair of sixes and the two grade school pairs for retail. So like I was getting a lot of Travis's before. And then after that,
good. Good comps.
it was like, no, they was like, all right, you got them all here. Okay, now all my luck for Travis is all done. I never hit on one of his like on the website. I never
Yeah, the
like
graphic
none of that.
doesn't want to say. I've never hit on there.
Yeah. And they switched to the whole raffle thing where it was just like, oh, you and they used to do it at the worst times. It would be at like midnight. So it's like you have to stay up and then possibly get the email and they don't say like, oh, all winners have been contacted. So you have no idea.
Yeah, you never know, like when they
Yeah, and you're like, if I go to sleep and I miss it, I'm gonna be mad, and I don't know. We people in sneakerheads just be torturing themselves, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into some topics. So this one, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't look that much into it. I just like thought it was interesting. So we hear stories about like, oh, this guy at Nike's now at Under Armour, or this guy's at Adidas or Reebok or whatever. But then I seen like Lululemon, who does, like activewear,
Yeah.
is was like hiring execs from like Nike and Adidas to try and put out sneakers. And I don't know, what do you think about that? Like, do you think it's good that we've seen like New Balance has a popularity around it. It's not like weird for them to be rising in popularity, but like when you see like Lululemon or these other brands trying to kind of get into sneakers, and I mean it makes sense since they're kind of active wear, but it's like I don't know if they're trying to make like a cool division or not, you know?
At first, I was kind of like, I thought it was a joke, but then when I thought about it, I was kind of like, it might be cool, I mean, they're gonna have like a women's approach. So for women, it's like
Hmm.
step in the right direction, like your own kind of shoes. But I think it surprised me that they hire like people from Nike and Adidas. Like I heard that the people there, one guy spent 25 years with Adidas, another 15 years with Nike, and I was like,
Wow.
all that time and you're going to Lululemon, it kind of
Yeah.
surprised me. But I think that Lululemon definitely has like some loyal customers. I think if you're gonna pay $60 for a yoga top or
I want to
100
say they're expensive too.
for
So how much
sweatpants.
these sneakers about to cost? Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. What are they gonna cost? But if they have a loyal, target or I think they can be successful.
mhm.
It'll be cool. I'm interested to see what they come out with, though. What it's gonna look like, what it's gonna cost for sure. But
Mhm.
I'll probably follow up on it.
Yeah, I'm always interested to see like other brands, like even if I don't buy it, just kind of like you said, the people that has been there for like 25 years, like what was your philosophy in leaving? Was it I want to try something else, I want to get something else under my belt, because these people, they're not thinking like us, like, oh, Jordan's the cool, whatever. Like these are high level execs that are thinking about money, they're thinking about innovation, they're thinking about, you know, boosting their, kind of their resume and stuff like that. So they're not thinking about, oh, Jordan ones, like, no, they're not, they don't care about that kind of stuff. Yeah. Um, okay, so now the Nike and StockX. So this is kind of like ballooned, I guess, out of everything. Like first it was, oh, the what do you call it, the NFT like vault program or whatever they were doing, which I also didn't think made sense for StockX, where they were just like,
Yeah, I saw that and I was kind of like, what is this?
yeah, and it's like, oh, you when you have the NFT you also have rights to the physical shoe or something like that, but it's like, but if I just want to wear the shoe,
Yeah,
and if
not
the
the shoes,
NFT,
physically just that.
yeah, and then it turned into a whole legal thing with Nike, because what Nike was doing was they have their own NFT shoes, but they're like original product. Like it's not an NFT of a Jordan 1 Royal or something like that. So I think like that's where it came from, where it's like you're not only like we're allowing you, same thing with eBay, to resell stuff, but now you're trying to make an original product, which is NFT, out of our product that you don't own.
Yeah,
And I think like people have said it, like when the whole NFT thing started, which like I have not, I
yeah, I
don't think
still
I've
don't really understand everything about NFTs.
I get it, but I just don't see how, unless you are kind of influential or have money or know the people with creating the art projects and stuff like that, or it's your project, I don't see like how to viably like really make money off of it. I mean, again, I'm kind of ignorant to it, but I think Nike had a point with that, but then they started taking it like way further, talking about StockX buys fakes. We bought four, I think it was the patent bread specifically, which is two pairs I have in the closet that I'm sitting on have dropped drastically, which is killing me because I should have sold them early. But anyway, yeah, and they're saying like, oh, we bought, I think it was like four pairs from StockX and they were fake. And it's like, how, number one, how do you prove that? Number two, how do you, like, you're saying four of them, so it was like you just ordered 10 and then just happened to find four, like it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, we've heard the stories about StockX and selling fakes or,
Mm-hmm.
two different sizes or something. I had a friend, she ordered Yeezy slides and she did get two different sizes and they looked
Mm-hmm.
fake. But, we've heard the stories, but I didn't think, I mean, I'm sure StockX is smarter than to sell fake Nikes to Nike. I'm not really sure what the whole thing was behind that, like how they
That's
knew
the
that
thing
they
too, did they sell to, because you're saying they're smart enough not to sell it to, like, did they have dummy employees that ordered
I
it, like how they know it was a Nike? And I don't know, bro.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, I wonder what made them just go buy pairs off the StockX and
And then StockX was like, oh, well, if we want to take it there, like we know high level execs that be selling on our thing, which, listen, after that whole, I forget her name, Ann something from
yeah,
last year with her son, it's like, it makes sense. All these like PEs and like super rare shoes, like they be selling in bulk probably, like win or lose, like it's kind of like a game of chicken right now because StockX is like, listen, we could play this out and like, or maybe settle or whatever, but in court, everything comes out to the public, and if you don't want that info out there, then
yeah.
you know
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot going on at Nike that they don't want the public to know. So,
exactly,
it'll
exactly.
probably all go away soon.
Yeah, and I don't think Nike, like, I don't get mad at them when Nike's been in like 20 lawsuits the last 2 years, but like I don't get mad at them just because it's like you are trying to like protect your name and like your brand, and like they run things like very specifically over there. So um we'll just have to wait and see, what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's wrap up here with another scandal. I still know how to pronounce this man's name. Zadeh. I
I
don't
have
want to
no,
say
I don't
Zadeh.
know.
That sounded crazy. The, let's
I know who
call
you're
this
talking
man
about.
Zadeh. I hate myself.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say it, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so what's funny? So like I've heard of him for like years about people talking
Yeah.
about like pre-ordering and, oh, is he a scam, or how does he get all these shoes, and da 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 da. You might get them 6 months later or whatever. And then like recently he got in trouble with, I think it was the FBI. They done came after him. They were showing screenshots of like different watches he was wearing. They're each worth like 300,000, like just spending all this money and stuff. And like, I mean, I don't even know. I'm not a legal expert. I don't know how these things, it literally sounds like a movie. Like,
Yeah, it's took me by surprise. I think like if any news in the sneaker world got me, it was this because when I first started, a lot of people in my like cook group or whatever were saying, yeah, like Zayd opened up more pre-orders or whatever, and I was
mhm.
like, all right, I was like, okay, let me go check this out. He had like the codes for 40% off, and you're buying some shoes for pre-order for like under retail, and I'm like, this is too good to be true. So I held
Mhm.
off, and people were getting their shoes. So I was like, okay, well, if I'm hearing nothing but good things, I should try. But then I thought about it, and I was like, I'm paying you 3 months in advance for a shoe that I'm not gonna get until 3 months after the release date. I was like, I'll just keep my 300 or whatever and buy a shoe now and make some money now. But I'm happy I didn't. I'm happy I didn't do that.
Yeah. Like
I
I've been seeing people screenshot how much they had with him, and
Yeah, I saw someone 500,000 he spent on
oh my
500 pairs, and
god.
he's out of the 180-day frame for PayPal for chargeback. So he's like, he has no idea how he's gonna get his money back right now, but it's insane.
And I can't say like I don't feel bad for those people, because like I do, because it's like you think something's legit and like you've gotten proof that it is, and then it like something like this happens, and it's like I don't know. I feel like unless something is like an established corporation or something, I can't, like, you can't spend that much money. Like, or unless you're getting it the same day. Like, I'm gonna go meet you, I'm gonna pay whatever he paid, 50,000, then I'm gonna go pick up the pairs or something. Like, that's insanity. So what streaming service you think's gonna have the doc on this guy first?
I have no idea. It's probably gonna be everywhere. I mean, they're saying he was like around since 2013, one of the biggest resellers, and now he's in one of the biggest scams in sneaker history. So it's gonna be all over the place soon.
Ain't Hulu gonna snatch that up? Hulu be grabbing everything.
They got all.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like, since sneakers have gotten so big, like I feel like they'll actually put the time into making a good one. But they probably waiting for, I mean, we'll probably see court cases and all this stuff. Like, it's gonna get crazy.
Yeah, he had a lot of customers, and then he just disappeared, deleted his social media. They said he like dissolved his LLC.
Yeah, that was the part that I think is screwing people over, because it's like you trying to do a chargeback or like trying to bring them to court or whatever, but it's like, well, technically
it doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah. Oh man, what a mess. That's crazy. But I mean, thoughts and prayers, I guess. I don't know. That's all you could say for people. Thoughts and prayers for everybody involved. That's all you could say. Um, but all right, Kels, is there anything else you wanted to say to the people before we head out?
If you're watching, for him, like and subscribe. And for the both of us, follow us on Instagram. Mine.
Yes. Follow us both on Instagram. Definitely like and subscribe. Rate 5 stars, all that stuff for the audio. And yeah, I guess that's it. Catch you guys again on episode 8, which should be out. What's this? June, July, August, September, October. I guess October. So I will catch you guys later. Thank you for listening. Like she said, like, subscribe, rate us all 5 stars. Follow us on Instagram and all our socials, and see whatever we're selling so we can make some bread. That's always important. But support your local reseller as always. All right. So thank you for joining. And I guess, I don't know, I'll see you on Instagram or something.
All right. See you around. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.